In this video, we're going to talk about the stimulus package and the stimulus check update for August the 7th. Now, there are two important updates to give us more insight onto what is next for both the check and the stimulus package. But before we do, if this is your first time at our channel or you haven't subscribed, click on the subscribe button at the bottom. My name is Travis Sickle, Certified Financial Planner, helping you reach your financial goals. Yesterday, after negotiations, Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and Chief of Staff Mark Meadows spoke, and Steven Mnuchin said that as he's instructed us, referring to the president, his first choice is to try to get the legislation that will pass the House and the Senate that he can sign that helps the American people. And he was talking about kids, jobs, and the liability protection. So the kids is going back to school. The jobs is obviously unemployment checks or creating jobs and getting back to work, and also the liability protection, which would help businesses, schools, universities, hospitals with the frivolous lawsuits. And he reiterated some of the main points of what the stimulus package and the stimulus check is going to have inside of it, or what they're negotiating. And it's a second round of PPP, direct payments. So those are either the $1,200 or the $1,000 or the $2,000. Those are the direct impact payments, or the stimulus checks, as they're also known as. And then the enhanced unemployment, so that's the additional $600, whatever denomination that's going to be moving forward. But it sounds like they want to push for an extension of the $600 and the rental evictions, but also a rental assistance. Now, this is the first I've heard of the rental assistance, and I don't know the denomination or what that even is going to look like, but they're also looking at rental assistance, including the moratorium or extending the moratorium on rental evictions, and then a smaller package on state and local governments. And that is where the biggest bottleneck sounds like it is right now, with the state and local governments getting funding. Democrats want to see more local and state funding, and the Republicans want to see a smaller amount for state and local funding. And the only one left out on that is still the suspension of the payroll tax. And he didn't talk about the payroll tax, but that is something that President Trump said he was going to look into and use executive order to potentially cut payroll tax, including extending the relief payments, the executive actions against evictions, and also the additional relief as a result of those that are unemployed. So still looking at the stimulus checks and continuing the enhanced unemployment. And also with two important points here, where the president is looking to use his executive order, is what he talked about previously, is for the moratorium on evictions. Now, yesterday was the first I heard again that they could look at giving rent assistance, including a moratorium on evictions, but it's still unclear how that's going to work. And also getting the stimulus checks going and extending the unemployment. And Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin did reiterate that they're willing to extend the $600 per week until they come to an agreement. So he didn't even say just 1 week extension on the 600. He did say weeks for the extension of the 600. So that's what's on the table right now. So again, those 2 points that I was talking about is the president's looking into using his executive order and willing to do a short-term extension while negotiations continue. Now, let me know what you think of the extension of the 600. Should they do an extension of the 600 for a few weeks while they work out the negotiations, or should they just wait until they have it all complete before they roll out the unemployment? Now, it sounds like to me that they should just do the extension of the 600 if they can't figure out what the next step is. And at the very least, continue the moratorium on evictions while they figure out what the rental assistance could look like. In either case, it's really frustrating that they can't come to some sort of a resolution to extend and move forward with some sort of relief package for people out there that are really struggling. So hopefully they'll be able to come to some sort of a conclusion today, whether it's a smaller package or just extension of the unemployment and the rent moratorium or the eviction moratorium. So we'll just have to wait and see. Now, that is your update for August the 7th on the stimulus check and the stimulus package. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and leave your comments down at the bottom.